Jeepney rides are always an interesting experience, is probably the best way to put them. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So you're talking like 6 lanes of traffic. There's no windows or doors on a Jeepney as such. So all the smog in the air is just rushing through. No space, you're all cramped together, so shoulder to shoulder. You know, people will lay down and fall asleep a lot because you haven't got a lot of rest. So you just buzz straight through all the traffic, lots of noise, people everywhere, you know, and then you arrive where your placement is. So that's Payong today. So yeah, so we turn up here and we stop just across the road, just some laid concrete, and you see hundreds of our blue pipes run along the base along the road, and hundreds of orange along the top. So the orange ones are the electricity that they've tapped into the local area, and the blue ones are the water that they've just plugged into from someone else's community down the road. So it's quite interesting. And then you walk, and all the children, they just come out of nowhere because it's a shanty town, so they come out of behind, you know, their houses and everything, and they all pour out to say hello, and they walk you into the village. So you walk along the footpaths and over the drains and in between the houses, tight alleyways, so it's probably just about my shoulder width is what we're talking about. And you fit your way through, and eventually you come to the centre, the entire community, which is the church behind us. And so we gather here, and all the children gather here, and they ring the bell to make sure that, you know, everyone knows we're here. And we start with a prayer each morning. So we start the day with opening prayer, and then today, because it's the first day here in the community, we get to know the youth group. So we're introduced to kids our age that have either they're not working for the day, or they're not going to school, or they've given up going to school so they can teach with us today. And we're introduced to them and the children, and we're given a small tour of the area, so we go and see. And then, so after we've had a look around, that sort of thing, we come back here, and we generally play sort of what would be icebreakers with the youth and the children, just so we get to know each other, learn some names, just general stuff like that. And then we moved on to some teaching. So we've just been doing, so Bible stories are a big thing, and English and math as well. So we're doing that. A lot of teaching through games, a lot of fun. So a lot of playing, a lot of getting up and moving around, a lot of sort of less sort of rote and more sort of really interacting. So sitting down in the chair and reading a book, and, you know, writing some math or some English out, or, you know, playing out a story. We also feed the kids while we're here. So at around 12 o'clock, so lunchtime, we get all the food that the church mothers make, and we hand it out to all the children with water, and then we wash up afterwards. So we feed them all, and then we clean up, and then we ourselves have something to eat, and then we're straight back into teaching afterwards, and we go throughout the afternoon. So we keep teaching throughout the afternoon, and then we move in later into the day. We move back into some fun games and have a bit of a play with the kids, and then we'll pack up and we'll leave at about 3:30ish this afternoon, and we'll keep doing this for 5 days. We'll have a whole week here.